Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are doing a little bit of a Get OTT with me. I wasn't actually planning for this to be a Get OTT with me, but I kind of had an idea like throughout the week while I was going to start talking about another thing, and I decided I might as well go ahead and do that along with the Get OTT with me. So we're just going to jump right into it. So the first thing that I want to mention is, as I reach for my accessories over here off screen, because I already grabbed a few. So the first thing I wanted to mention was, if you guys did not notice, there was actually a short video last week. Literally, it was a short, and it was a self-concrete video. So if you guys remember, I used to have a series way back on this channel, and it was called Self-Concrete. And basically, it was like a video series where I would put together a coordinate and sort of give my rating on it as to like how well I think I did coming up with coordinate, like how well things matched, and just things of that nature. But I found that it was like probably your guys' least favorite series on the channel. Lose my mind. Anyway, so I feel like it was a series that you guys probably didn't enjoy too much because it was very long-winded, and it kind of felt like I was talking for a very long time about, well, I chose these shoes because I thought they would go well with this, and I have these accessories because they're the only ones that I have. And so it kind of felt like it was very like drawn out and unnecessarily long for what I was doing. And so I feel like that's kind of probably why they didn't do very well, because at the end of the day, they were not, quick and easy content, or like if it was long form content, it wasn't particularly interesting. It was just me saying why I put on these socks, why I put on this blouse. And so I kind of thought maybe, that kind of video would be more digestible in short form content. So I decided to try to redo it as a short. So I just kind of made it short and sweet. I didn't do commentary over this one. I kind of had an idea that I wanted to, but I decided to just test out having like no commentary for the first one and seeing how that turned out and seeing if you guys would be a fan of that. And so if you did not see that short, I would like to ask if you're interested in the Self-Concrete series to please just check it out and see if you enjoy that format a little bit more rather than the long form kind of version that I had been doing previously. And if you do like it, then I will continue doing it that way, because I really don't want to retire that series. I mean, I kind of get if people don't really enjoy it, and that's fine. You don't have to watch, all my videos if there's something that doesn't interest you. Clearly the videos that do the best are the Lolita tip series, which I have something that I'm going to be doing with that soon. It'll probably be in next year, January, that we'll be doing that. But, I do like the Self-Concrete series. I find it, fun, sort of like give myself a grade on putting together a coordinate. I'm probably going to do that with this coordinate I'm putting on right now. But yeah, so if you did not see that short, please do check it out and let me know how you prefer that format compared to the long form version. And if that's something that you prefer, then I will try to continue doing it that way. And if not, then realistically, I'm probably still going to continue doing them even if people don't like that series, because I just personally find it fun. So I'll probably keep making shorts like that because I just enjoy the concept of the Concrit, which is kind of a like subject that I decided I would talk about for this Get OTT with me, which I feel like, and I want to know your guys' opinion on this, I feel like there's like a section of the Lolita community that is not a very big fan of Concrit, asking for Concrit, receiving Concrit, and I kind of want to know what you guys think about that. So the reason why I kind of thought about this is, and I've noticed this for a while, is like you guys know that I frequent the Lolita subreddit, and every so often on there someone will post a coordinate and they will put a very large no Concrit in the title, basically saying if you don't want Concrit on your coordinate, that people who comment should not give it to you. Because I think the general, I don't know if this is still the case, but I'm pretty sure the general consensus is that if you post a coordinate, you're kind of like inherently opening yourself up to Concrit. So if you don't want it, you should put it in the title, which is understandable. You are allowed, by the way, to not want any Concrit on your coordinate. I would like to make that very clear up front. You do not need people, or you're not, people are not entitled to, like, I guess, give you Concrit if you don't actually want it. However, personally, and this is why I'm kind of talking about this, I feel like it's not particularly a great thing. Now, let me quickly say what I mean by that before someone gets angry at me. Like I said, you're well within your right to not want Concrit if you're just wanting to put together a very cute cord and just show it off and say, I went out today, here's my cord. It's a little messy, it's a little experimental, if you will. Like, it's not like the coordinate, it's not like the pinnacle of Lolita coordinates, and I don't want Concrit. That is fine. I don't see anything wrong with that. I feel like people are allowed to, like I said, Concrit. However, I feel like there's a difference when it's like maybe a younger Lolita who is just kind of like starting to learn about how to put together a coordinate, or someone who's not been in the fashion for particularly long And I feel like some of those Lolitas also tend to like kind of like run away from Concrit because I feel like they're afraid of what they're going to receive, like in terms of Concrit, because, you know, they're newer, or maybe they don't have all these accessories, they don't have all this and that, and so it's not like perfect as it were, the level of Concrit that they, you know, are worried about receiving. And so I kind of just wanted to talk about, if you guys like, do you guys feel like that, or kind of what is your thought on that if you do feel like that? Because personally for me, I feel like I personally have always been open to Concrit, like hence the series that I started, Self-Concrit. I've always been wanting to like get better. Like for me, Lolita as a fashion is like one of those things where it's like, if you're into Lolita, I would feel like, given that it's such a niche hobby, a niche fashion, you would want to wear it properly. Like that's always been my thing. Like I've always thought when it came to Lolita, if you want to be into the fashion, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to wear it properly, right? So if that is the case, why would you push Concrit away? Like, why would you push away people who would be trying to help you, you know, get better at the fashion? Now, I understand that, you know, especially back in the day, I hear, like, people could be very, very toxic when giving Concrit to the point that it wasn't really Concrit, it was kind of just being mean. And it was like, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Like, this is terrible, this is not even Lolita. And I understand, like, that can be, like, you know, hurtful if, you know, you're new and you really want to get help and someone is giving help that is a little bit harsh, and not even just harsh. I think harsh. I don't like the word harsh because I feel like harsh Concrit. At least for me, I don't mind people being harsh. I personally don't. I feel like I have a quite thick skin, so if someone is being harsh to me, it doesn't really bother me. But I mean, downright rude and mean and like nasty to someone, I think is not productive. You know, I feel like that's not great. So if some people have like had experiences in the past where they were asking for Concrit, and the person who gave it, or maybe multiple people who gave it, were being very over the top and mean about it, I can understand why you might be like, you know, averse to receiving Concrit and you might not want to receive Concrit. I can understand that. But like in general, I feel like most Lolitas these days are not like that mean. Like, and that's kind of why I wanted to talk about my Self-Concrit videos, because I very rarely got comments on them as well. Like in terms of my videos and like getting comments, I feel like Lolita's videos in general do not get a lot of comments, because when I watch other videos, I don't see a lot of comments. So I understand that like maybe Lolita is just one of those things where people don't feel like they need to comment on videos as much. But you know, I noticed it about my Self-Concrit videos, like the short that I put up. I don't know if you guys like. The reason why I brought it up is because I didn't know if you guys had not seen it, or whether you just didn't have anything to say about it. But I did want to like point out that they are over there on the shorts page. But I also just didn't really get any comments. I got like one, I think. Maybe I got more, I need to check. But I really didn't get any comments on either the long form versions or the short form version. So that's kind of my thing. Like, is the reason I didn't get comments because people are just not interested in that video and they just watch it? Or because they have nothing to say? Or because they are afraid to give Concrit? Because, again, as with people who are afraid to receive Concrit, I feel like there are also this, like, because people are so afraid of, like, someone's reaction and they're gonna afraid to say that, oh my gosh, I'm being bullied by the Lolita community, are they also now afraid to give Concrit? Like, are they also afraid to, like, well, I don't want this person to think that I'm bullying them. I don't want this person to think that I'm trying to just tear them down just by trying to give them feedback on their coordinates, so I'm just not gonna say anything at all. So you think that maybe, like, there's been, like, an adverse reaction to, like, this whole Concrit debacle thing? Because it feels like every so often there's, like, this conversation about Concrit, whether or not people should give it, or whether or not people shouldn't give it, like, whether or not it's optional or not. Like, because, again, I know some people believe that by virtue of the fact that you're posting yourself publicly, you pretty much open yourself up to receiving Concrit, so you shouldn't be mad if you get it. Which, again, I understand that side of the argument as well. I can see it. I can see both sides of the argument, basically. I can see people saying, I should be allowed to just post my coordinate for fun and not receive Concrit. And on the same token, I can see the side saying, well, yes, but you have posted it, and, like, you know, I have something to say about it, so if you're going to post yourself online, you should probably open yourself up to people saying something, and if you don't want people to say anything, you shouldn't post it. You know, I understand both sides of the argument. Personally, for me, if someone says no Concrit, I'm not going to go out of my way to give it, and if someone does not say no Concrit, I'm going to feel like, well, I have something to say, so I'm going to say it. I'm going to, of course, say it in the nicest way possible. Sometimes there's not even anything, quote-unquote, mean to say. There's not even anything, like, maybe the Coord is alright, or it's just a beginner's Coord, and I have just, like, a few tips to give. Doesn't mean I hate the coordinate, that doesn't mean you did a bad job. So, personally, for me, I just feel like, if you are someone who is, like, maybe a newer Lolita, or you just have never liked receiving Concrit, I would personally, like, try to consider, like, opening your mind up to it a little bit more, because I don't think receiving Concrit is a bad thing. I've always seen it as a good thing. But, like, even in videos and on the subreddit, like, even when I post a coordinate on the subreddit where you would think you'd get more Concrit, these days I tend to find that I don't. Like, very rarely. Like, I feel like I've posted a lot of Coords over the past year, and on most of them, I feel like I don't receive a lot of like actual Concrit. I receive a lot of compliments, which is like, oh, I love this, or this looks nice, or that's nice. That's nice, you know, very nice. Sometimes I feel like people are being a little bit too nice because I don't think my coordinates are all that great. But, you know, I'm fine with people saying nice things, but I also would like, you know, some sort of feedback if you could give it, because I want to improve, I want to get better. And this sort of ties into another thing that I kind of wanted to wrap into this like little discussion, is the like recent rise in experimental coordinates. So you could say that I'm wearing an experimental coordinate right now. I am wearing Gloaming's Coral Jellyfish JSK. It is a navy JSK with little bits of like, if you can see it, like there's some sacks in there, there's some pink in there, and there is a little bit of purple in there as well. Like right here, this jellyfish, so there's a little bit of purple. So when I decided I was going to put together a coordinate, you know, the bare basic person thinking about this dress would probably say, okay, so the dress is primarily navy, let's get primarily navy accessories. Well, if you're being a little bit experimental, you can say, or I'm going to look at the accent colors in the print, and I'm going to use those for the colors that I want to use for my accessories. And so that's what I did. I decided that I wanted to do a bunch of sax and pink, because you guys know I love sax and pink. I cannot be separated from sax and pink. Sax, pink, and black, we are intertwined, and we will be until the end of time. But anyway, I decided to put together like pink and blue, pink, and some light purple in there as well. So there's a little bit of purple in there in some places, but it's mostly pink and blue. So that's where most of my accessories lie. And that's because I don't really have a lot of sax accessories. I mean purple accessories. I really need to get my hands on some more. But, you know, I think some people might consider this to be an experimental coordinate. Like, you could look at this and say, you know, that's not what I would think of when I look at that dress. And that is perfectly understandable. And I also have my little necklace here. So as I put that on, I'm going to talk about, yeah, I feel like some people, maybe one of the reasons they're also afraid of asking for Concrit is because they are someone who likes things that are a little bit more experimental. Like, they're not your cookie cutter coordinates, right? Like, so maybe they're trying something like this, like where, you know, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit risky when you don't typically put together a coordinate like this. It's your first time trying such a thing, or even more so, like, you're just afraid of what people are going to say, like if it ended up coming out very nicely. Because like I said, an experiment is just that. It's an experiment. You don't know how well it's going to come out until you put it on and throw it before the masses. So again, I can understand like being afraid of Concrit if that's the type of like coordinate you like to put together. I personally do like experimental coords, but I feel like in some regard, you know, it has to be said, some experimental coordinates are a little bit more than just experimental, and they're just like kind of straight up not Lolita. Like, some experimental coordinates, they work out, they end up working out. Like, even if you would say they're not traditionally Lolita, you can at bare minimum say they're like Lolita inspired. But like some coordinates, I think like some people try things with like the demonias, which is like those really high shoes, and some people try things with like the I will try to put this on the side. You guys know I'm never good at putting these on. I'll put it on in just a second. But some people try things with like the demonia shoes, and some people try things with like fishnets, and you know, they'll wear like denim in it, and it depends on like how you're putting the denim in it, like where and how much. And is it like clashing with the coordinate? Some people try to like mix and match elements from like gothic and sweet, or like classic and gothic, and sometimes it doesn't come out very well either. And I think some people really want to like try new things, and again, they're just afraid of the Concrit that they're going to receive if they do it and it doesn't come out very nicely, which again is something that I think is understandable. Like, obviously, if you want to, if you're like passionate about like a particular like coordinate idea, and you like really want to like show it off to people, and you're like, guys, I thought I had this great idea, I saw this piece and I saw that piece and I saw this, and I was like, you know, I can do this, I can try to like pull something together here, and it doesn't work out, you know, that can be understandably, you know, disheartening if it doesn't come out the way you thought it was going to come out, or the reception wasn't the way you thought the reception was going to be. But I still think that you shouldn't like fear Concrit because of that. I feel like you can, again, only get better based on feedback that you receive from others. So if the feedback you receive isn't what you were looking for, I think it's, you know, we are on the internet, and I do think it is important to kind of have a thick skin. Not everyone is going to be the nicest cookie cutter version of like, oh, well, this was a good try, and, you know, I really like what you did here, but, you know, it didn't really work out well. You know, sometimes Concrit is going to be a little bit harsh, and, you know, you have to be able to accept that some people are just a little bit more blunt in how they say things. That doesn't mean that what they're saying is rude. That doesn't mean they're trying to tear you down. I have definitely seen instances of people just going off simply going ham for absolutely no reason. Like, it really did not demand this much, like level of, okay, like, I get it. I might agree. I might be like, the Coord didn't work out. It did not work out. It's not what this person thought it was going to be. They were mistaken. They were misled. They were lied to. I can understand that. But sometimes, there is no reason to just be aggressive about it. Like, I think, like, I feel like the most, like, quote unquote, like, harsh I've been is being like, yeah, this isn't really Lolita, or like maybe your like understanding of Lolita isn't really there yet. I would recommend doing a little bit more research, which I guess in this day and age, some people might think it's going too far. I really think that some people may be just a little bit soft, but that's not like a problem. Some people are just genuinely a little bit more sensitive, but I feel like, at a certain point, like, you have to understand that when you're in a fashion and like the fashion is one that is very niche and has rules, and some people like, some people are going to be a little bit more harsh, and sometimes you have to say just, okay, well, at the end of the day, you don't even have to accept the Concrit. Like, if someone is giving you Concrit, you don't even have to accept it. Like, you can just really just be like, okay, well, I don't agree. I'm going to do this anyway. And you know what? You're entitled to do that as well. So it's kind of like a mix of things where I feel like the rise of like experimental coordinates where people want to try new things and say it's Lolita, and some people kind of like want to shoehorn things in Lolita that's not really. And so they probably understandably tend to get Concrit that is not what they want to hear. Or maybe they just want to be different. Like maybe I just want to wear my navy dress with the pink VCastle cutso thing that I got and I'm obsessed with, and it's pink, and I want all these pink and blue accessories, and I want my pink and blue little like brooches here with this very like harsh pink here and a little bit of purple on the side and the bear ears. Like, this is very experimental. Like, if like my the socks that I'm wearing are kind of like pinkish purplish, and they match this little head bow that I got here, which is from Royal Princess Alice, and it's from like another Jellyfish themed print. So it's two different prints I'm wearing here. Some people would say that's blasphemy in certain sects of the Lolita community, where it's like two different prints, you're trying to put them together. That's not cool. I have my little ring here, which is from Alice in Halloween, which is sea themed. So I have all this put together. So you could say that I have all these candies and sweets, and then I have all these like marine themed pieces. It's very experimental. It's very all over the place. It's not really what you would expect for like a typical Lolita coordinate. But again, I like being a little experimental. I like when I try things that are a little bit different. So, understandably, at least in my opinion, I like when I receive Concrit for it. I like to know what people think of it. I want to, hopefully, maybe receive some comments when I post this video of what you think of the coordinate. But mostly, I would like to hear comments about what you guys think about this topic, about whether it relates to people being afraid to receive Concrit, people being afraid to give Concrit, and like maybe if it's possibly tied into the rise of experimentation in Lolita, where people want to just try new things and they're just terrified that someone is going to hurt their feelings about what they came up with. For me, I'm not. You can be as harsh as you want with me. I really don't care. I have had, again, like I said, I've primarily had mostly nice comments, so I personally don't see where this fear comes from, unless it's from like, because again, like I said, I know in the past people were much meaner, so I can understand if that's where it's coming from. You have had harsh comments received before. I can understand that, but I feel like most modern day Lolitas are very nice. I have never really gotten any mean comments. The most harsh comments I think that I've ever got, harsh, if someone were to like rank them as harsh, I would say that someone told me like, your glasses don't work out with your coordinate. You really should wear some other glasses or like take them off. And so they were like, I guess it wasn't like a night, like I would think a buttered up comment would be like, for me, if I could change anything, I would just like, change your glasses because they don't really fit the coordinate. But this person was like, the glasses don't work. You should take them off. They look weird. They look weird with your wig. They're making your wig look weird. It's not working out, sis. It's not working out. And you could say it was harsh. I wasn't offended by it. I was like, because you're right. My glasses don't go with my coordinate. They really don't. Am I going to take them off? No. My glasses are kind of non-negotiable. First of all, it's not that I'm blind without them. I genuinely look worse without my glasses on, and I'm doing you guys a favor by keeping them on. You don't even understand. I'm doing you guys a favor by keeping these things on. If I were to take them off, I would look like Velma when she takes her glasses off, and for whatever reason, her eyes just like shrink up, and she looks like she looks like she just cannot navigate the world at all. So like, I'm doing my very best to help you guys by keeping them on, right? So the glasses are not negotiable for me. And again, she gave me Concrit. I said, thank you for the Concrit. The glasses are non-negotiable. I understand that they make the wig look weird. I understand that they don't match the colors of the coordinate. I understand all of that. So do not get it twisted. I received the Concrit, whether it was harsh or not. I received it. I'm just not going to do anything about it. And that is okay. You are allowed to do that. You are allowed to wear like a super crazy coordinate. And I can come in and tell you, this is really tiptoeing the line of Lolita. It's not really working out either. You got this like denim bracelet, and you got this gothic looking headpiece, and the dress is super duper sweet, and I may say, it's not working out, sis. I feel like it's not it. The math is not mathing. And you come in there and say, I don't care, I'm gonna do it anyway. It's your coordinate. Stop you, not your mother. So, you know, that's how I kind of feel about it. So personally, for me, so I kind of wrap up this whole like topic here. I have always been a fan of Concrit. I think that people should be open to Concrit. Concrit, not rude, harsh bullying, basically. I think Concrit should be on the table. Now, again, like I said, if someone ever posts a topic where they say no Concrit, please, obviously I'm not going to give it. I'm going to just either say something nice or not say anything at all, because maybe there's nothing really to say. And again, I understand, like, this whole thing sort of fell from me, like, being like, why do I not get comments on my self-concrits? Like, you're, you know, people are not entitled to comment. Like, if you don't want to comment anything, you don't have to feel forced to comment. If there's nothing to say, then there's nothing to say. But, you know, for me personally, I am open to Concrit. I want you guys to know that. If you want to be harsh in the self-Concrit, please do. Please be as harsh as you would like to be, because I am open to it. I am open to receiving Concrit because I would like to go on to create much better coordinates. And so if you ever see me post in the Shorts tab a self-Concrit and you have something to say, please do not hesitate. I am open to any and all feedback, criticism, harshness, bullying. If you want to do all of that, go on ahead. I'm perfectly fine with it. But, you know, that's going to be it for today's Get OTT With Me. I was going to make another video as well this week, but I decided to kind of hold off to it. Please keep in mind that because it is the holiday season, videos make it a little bit scarce as it gets closer to that time, because it tends to get a little bit harder to record when there are a lot more people in the house than expected, and, you know, things of that nature. Gotta go out shopping, gotta go out and get the little presents and things like that. So please keep in mind that I may be doing a little bit more self-Concrit, you know, over the coming month, I should say, because they're short, quick, and easy videos, and I, again, enjoy them. I like to do the Concrit series. So, but do also let me know about that. Do you find the new self-Concrit to be like more digestible, easier? Do you have any feedback? Do you want it to have commentary over it? Do you not? Do you prefer it the long way? Realistically speaking, I'm probably going to keep it the short way, because I feel like at this point there's not really, I don't need a whole like 4-minute video to explain my coordinate. So what I'm going to do now is get my sister to put my necklace on for me, and then I'm going to go film a self-Concrit for this coordinate so that you can see the whole thing. And after that, I am going to be, well, actually, I'll do that right now. I will say goodbye, and I hope you guys have a very nice rest of your week. This is a late week video because I really was thinking about, am I going to record a video this week? But I decided to because I had this idea on mind. So hopefully you guys will see it and give me your feedback. And with that, please enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye! Guys, tell me why as soon as I turned the camera off, I was able to put this on by myself. Okay, bye Z's for real now.